biker, and I drove his motorcycle very fast. Drove a big chop Harley with a gang color jacket, and I ran down Citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula who packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California where they'd shot 6 cops for fun. Jake, he thought it was the best there was, as down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all called 104. It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kinda mean, 'cause he'd just run out of his favorite drug, you know, the one called amphetamine. So we sauntered up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off of Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both sauntered to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and you know he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun and said, honey, give me all your money. Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran. With Petula out the door to the big chop Harley that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun. With Jake on his hog, with Petula the dog, with the automatic 45 gun. Jake, he thought it was the best there was, as down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all called 104. Didn't think it very humorous, and you know he didn't like to get sassed, 'cause just that morning he'd had a cup of coffee with a cop named Pendergrast. But the old man had a lot of sense, and he knew just exactly what to do. He dropped a dime in the phone till he got the dial tone, and he talked to operator 42. Operator 42, she was the best, and she gave out the description of Jake the maggot with the gang colors jacket, and Petula with the 45 gun. Now it just so happens that Jake, he was headed for 522.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Volcano spews lava on Galapagos Island. A volcano on an unidentified or uninhabited island in the Galapagos has begun erupting, spilling lava down its sides toward the sea. Now, Ecuador's Galapagos National Park said the Legumbre volcano on Fernandino Island began erupting, and that was on Sunday night. Super indestructible tardigrades have kryptonite. Now, everyone knows that these tardigrades, those 8-legged micro-animals found living in the most hostile locations, including outer space, are indestructible. Well, now there's a little super beings have their own kryptonite. According to a research group from the Department of Biology at the University of Copenhagen, has just shown that the tardigrades are very vulnerable to long-term high-temperature exposure. Watch a cigar-shaped UFO fly above Los Angeles mountains. A video has surfaced, and in it, a bizarre clip of a cigar-shaped UFO, which appears to have been captured hovering over the mountains of Los Angeles. Its seemingly lurking unidentified flying object in the California mountain range is seen in a video shared, and that was on January 8th. The camera capturing the long cigar-shaped object seemingly to fly in reverse as well. The UFO slowly nears in towards the mountaintop before disappearing out of sight. Solar storms. They might cause gray whales to get lost and stranded during a migration. And be thankful you're not a gray whale. A recent study found evidence that the non-apocalyptic solar storms we experience regularly might mess with gray whales' navigation abilities enough to throw them completely off course during migration. Famed Bigfoot bog saved by conservationists. A rare Appalachian mountain swamp in North Carolina has seen more than its fair share of Bigfoot sightings. In addition to its plethora of Bigfoot sightings, Burke County is also well known for other mysterious mysteries, including the Brown Mountain Lights, an aerial phenomenon that has perplexed visitors for years. It is also home of historic tales of witches and ghosts. Next news break, top of the hour.
Good evening, or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of Java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio. After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
Here I am, and wow, yeah, it's already the middle of the week. It's going by fast. It is so crazy. We had snow Monday and Tuesday. Now it's just plain cold and chilly down at the compound, down at the harbor, in the man cave here today. Well, I just want a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to the show. Without you, well, America wouldn't be moving, or I wouldn't be either. Now, if you want to make a donation to help support our bandwidth, we are looking for donations right now to help pay for the bandwidth. You know, we're on radio stations, but we don't get any money except for any advertisers who advertise on the radio stations for our show. We keep the advertising off the show because of, well, how can I say it? You don't want to hear commercials. That's what I've been hearing from people. So we play music and all that stuff, you know, in between. When the stations play their commercials, we play music. But, you know, if you make like a $20 donation, I'll send you a great book of paranormal. I have a lot of them covering anything from cryptids to UFOs to witchcraft. Now, you don't have the choice there, but you know what? I'll send you one of them. And that's just a thank you for making a donation. Hey, James, you need to turn that mic gain a little bit down because I'm hearing a heater or something in the background. Anyway, so tonight we got a great guest. We're going to be talking about, with our guests, about UFOs over Las Vegas. What do you think about that, James?
I'm looking forward to it. I know there's been all kind of videos within the last month or more of these UFOs, so I'm looking forward to having you come on and talking about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where your noise is coming in the background. Do you got a heater or something running?
It is running right now. I can turn it down.
Yeah, well, it's coming through quite loud on our end.
Yeah. Give me a minute to turn that down. I'll turn it down right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, in my compound down in the studio, I tell you, summertime with all this electronics, all these computers, the servers, and all this stuff, it gets up over 100 in the studio. In the wintertime, even with all this electronics, it'll drop into about like 59 degrees in here without the heater. And I'll tell you what. In the summertime, I'm dying from the heat. In the wintertime, you know, I'll turn the heat on, get it nice and toasty before the show, but halfway through the show, I'm starting to shiver. So I wear a sweater and all that stuff. So that's how I keep warm down at the compound. But getting back to, you know, our website, check it out. I've been making some changes on it now on a daily basis. I'm starting to put up news stories and all that stuff on the paranormal or earth, you know, events each day now. I've been doing that for the past week. You might want to check it out at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. That's www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Now, we do have Ryan coming on in about 2 minutes with some UFO reports, and then we're going to talk after that, at the bottom of the hour, wacky news to our guest comes on at 7:05.
Wacky news. Gotta love the wacky news. You never know what we might hear.
I don't know, but I was sure hearing your heater good.
You don't hear it now, do you?
No, that's the difference between your setup and my setup, and it's no offense because I help you set up your setup. But that microphone, if somebody farts next door, you're going to hear it.
Yeah, I had a cat next door at one time. It was a good 20 yards away. You could hear it.
Yeah. Well, even with this setup I have, in a soundproof room, or supposedly, the only thing it isn't soundproof is the ceiling. But it does have that old-fashioned popcorn, sprayed stuff on the ceiling. But I tell you, everything else is like 1 inch of, studio foam on all the walls and doors and everything. But these 2 dogs my son has, when they start barking, I don't think anything could block that out.
No, I don't think so either. I think I've heard them sound like they was a distance away before, but yeah, they're big.
Yeah, well, they're not in the house right now, thank God. But I tell you what, my wife just went out this past weekend, and I mentioned that the dogs ate her new shoes. Well,
you never finished what happened.
Well, she got upset, but then she went out and bought new slippers this weekend and threw her old ones away. Number 1 mistake: don't throw your old ones away. You know why? Well, the dogs went into the bedroom, found one of the slippers, and she came home. She said, "What is that tore up stuff on your dresser?" And I said, "Well, it's our dresser. We share it. But that was your new one of your new slippers. But the good news, you still have the one for the left foot."
Yeah. She should have just, instead of throwing the old ones away, just purposely lay them around and let the dogs think they found them and eat them.
Yeah, you don't want the dogs to think it's okay to eat anything. I use like micro wipes on all my equipment, like on the computer screens and all that. And I had a new package of them. Now, these aren't the cheaper ones because they leave absolutely no lint. But I want to use them today. And my wife, I called her up. I said, I had them sitting on my desk last night. Did you see them? Oh, I was going to tell you, but no, I'm not going to tell you. And I go, what do you mean that? Well, you look what happened to my shoes and my slippers. And she goes, what? Well, if you want them, what's left of them is in the front room on the coffee table.
Either that or follow dogs around when you take them out next time. Oh, boy.
I don't know. They seem to do... they're good dogs. They try to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And they even trained themselves to open the fridge and get a snack, too.
This is the one. Pluto is the... I don't know why you would name that dog Pluto. And Pluto, is just not that type of dog, but he loves calling his dog Pluto, and he answers to it. But I tell you now, my wife says, what are we going to do about the refrigerator issue? And I said, well, you know what? I guess you could buy a lock or put a stick in between the 2 handles. But, maybe that dog was smart enough to pull the stick out and then open it up. I have never seen, other than a couple things on, the media, a dog smart enough to, stand up, take his paw, and pull the refrigerator open.
Well, you've seen it now, let me tell you. And now he'll never forget that either.
Oh, no. I mean, now he's standing up. Look, you know what? We got some dressers that are quite tall, like 5 foot high. The dog, instead of just trying to, look with his head, it actually now stands up against the item and then looks.
He don't have to stretch too far, does he?
No, compared to the last dog I had in the house, which, was a small little toy size of a toy poodle. I mean, and then go from this to that.
Exactly. Matter of fact, you got to be at least, 20 times bigger than that dog.
More than that. The dog, when it stands up, it comes up to my chest. I'm 5'11".
He's still growing probably, too. Amanda.
Yeah, he's only just a little over a year old.
Oh, well, wait till they figure out how they can stand up and open the freezer and then get stuff on top of the refrigerator.
No, the freezer's on the side. So it's just a matter of time. And it already has been eyeing it because we give it like bones, We go, they're even expensive. $8 for like 6 little bones for the marrow, whatever you call it in the bone. That's what we give them as snacks, and they chew that up with like about 10 minutes. But